Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today we are featuring from the DC Multiverse by McFarlane Toys, the character known as Hush. Alright, so Hush is a popular Batman villain. He was introduced in the, I think 2004, I believe. So this figure is currently available two different ways. You can either buy it as a solo release, which we are looking at right here, or there's also the 2-pack that comes with Batman and also comes with like a display stand. As you can see, there's going to be some subtle differences in the figures, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So if you want to know a little bit more about the character Hush, or how accurate this figure is to the comic book appearance, go back to my back catalog of videos and check out the review on the 2-pack. In the 2-pack, I do a much more thorough review on both Batman and Hush and how accurately they're portrayed in action figure form versus their comic book appearance. But for this video, we're going to focus on the solo release. As you can see here, standard McFarlane packaging. Hush, as he appears in Batman, the Hush storyline. On the back, some nice action figure photography. There is no roll call of other figures available in the wave, so I'm not sure if this is necessarily an exclusive or whatnot. One thing you will notice different with this figure versus the one that we're getting is that there's going to be some discrepancies in the colors, and I'll talk about that in a second once we get this guy open. Okay, so first impressions of Hush as it's still in the tray. It's a great looking figure. There's many similarities between this one and the one that comes in a 2-pack. I believe the coat is identical. I think the legs are identical as well. This guy comes with 2 knives, and one of the major differences between this and the 2-pack are his hands. This guy comes with purple gloves as opposed to the brown gloves. And this one actually has 2 functioning hands. The one in the 2-pack, I believe, comes with like 1 trigger finger hand and then 1 fist, whereas this guy has hands that can hold objects in both hands. Another noticeable difference is the head sculpt. The head sculpt on the solo release is different than the one in the 2-pack. One thing you'll notice that's different with the figure that's portrayed in the photo is that here the gloves are brown. The jacket is much more of a leather brown versus this. This looks more like kind of like almost like an olive green. You'll also notice that on the one on the back, he actually has a full knot with the rest of the belt flapping over here, whereas this toy only has the knot and there's no excess belt flap. Comparing it next to the 2-pack, we can again analyze it. As you can see, there are differences with the heads. The one in the 2-pack, Hush is screaming, where on the left for the solo release, his teeth are gritted. The fists are I think that's one of the major changes, like I said. The one on the right is a little bit more accurate with the brown leather gloves. But it's unfortunate because this guy has a fist and only 1 functioning hand, whereas the solo release has 2 functioning hands. Now, a major omission for both figures is Hush's dual pistols. In the comic book, Hush dual wields 2 pistols, and since McFarlane is not allowed to package firearms with their action figures, they had to substitute knives instead of guns. And in the case of the 2-pack, Batman comes with the batarangs, and then there's the shovel here for Hush. So those are the big major differences. You know, ideally, if it was up to me, if you could only choose one of these figures, I'd go with the 2-pack. Just because for me, I like the brown gloves because it's a little bit more accurate. And this one comes with a really awesome version of Batman, which you cannot buy as a solo release just yet. Hush also comes with a trading cart and a stand as well. Okay, so let's get started. First impressions of the figure. He looks fantastic. You know, this head sculpting is really well done. The jacket looks really cool. Even though we're not getting pistols, the knives I think are a cool accessory to have anyways. You know, this is something you could apply to another action figure. Alright, let's take down some measurements, see how this guy scales. Hush here stands in at roughly about under 7 1/4. So he's slightly shorter than some of the other figures in the McFarlane line. The head sculpt is wonderfully done. He has the jade pendant on his neck. If you read the comic books, that was something that was given to him from his mom. Excellent looking coat, nice details. I love the folds and the wrinkles. Very realistic. As you can see here, he has painted gloves. They're painted purple, and mine, some of the paint is actually chipped off, which is a little bit disappointing. I'm not too keen on the color of this coat. It's kind of like a olive green as opposed to brown leather. Now, I have a theory on that because I have a feeling that they're going to release a color-corrected version of the figure, you know, as a solo release. Probably under the gold label line, if I had to guess. You know, it's a really nice mold, really popular character. And I think if McFarlane's smart, they're going to want us to double dip and, you know, spend, you know, 2 or 3 times the amount, just because you know, they know that people that are really hardcore are going to buy the solo release, much like myself, plus the 2-pack. And then if they offer you know, a gold label figure, you know, chances are, you know, the hardcore fans are going to jump on board with that figure as well. So here's a nice up close shot, really well done, beautifully executed, nice clean details. The legs are nice. This is pretty accurate to Hush's design, with the knee pads and the shin guards. The only thing that, you know, could be improved upon is some, you know, paint application. Like I've seen other versions of this figure. Like I think the Mafex one has like gunmetal knee pads and shin guards, which I think is a little bit more accurate to the comic book. Here's a profile view. Here's his back. Again, very cleanly sculpted, well done. In terms of articulation, this guy's head rotates. Does he look down? He looks down pretty, that's pretty decent. Does he look up? It looks like he could look up all right, but at the same time, you're going to run into some hindrance with the lapel of his coat right here. His arms rotate. They go out. It appears, does he have that butterfly joint? I don't think he has that internal butterfly joint that McFarlane figures have. It's kind of hard to see underneath the coat if it's there. Does he have an ab crunch? Hard to tell with the coat. And if he doesn't arch back all that well. Waist swivel, if it's there, the coat's probably hindering it. No, he has a waist swivel. Could he kick up? Again, the coat gets in the way. You know, likewise, if you want to have him kick outward to the side, The coat's kind of, it's not too pliable. It's softer than it looks, but at the same time, it's still stiff enough. His knees are double jointed. And there's his ankle and toe articulation. Overall, it's a very solid figure, but like I said, you know, if you had to choose between one right now, I would opt for the 2-pack. I think you're getting a better deal. For one, you're getting more accessories. You're getting a really beautiful display base. You're getting an exclusive Batman figure at the moment. You know, that version of Batman's not available anywhere else other than the 2-pack. Color scheme wise, I like the brown leather gloves as opposed to the purple ones. But the thing is, this guy has the 2 functioning hands. You know, for some, that might be more of a reason to get the solo release. But otherwise, I think it's a great action figure. It's well executed, and I don't know, this is great. So if I had to rate this guy on a scale of 1 to 10, probably a solid 8, no more, no less. It's Hush. Hush is a very, very popular character. You know, he's had, I think, a live action appearance in one of the CW series. And he's just awesome to look at. He's really cool. Alright, with that being said, let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.